Hi, this is Jim at Auto Parts. Today we're going to be installing the KAP57D HEM and also the 5.7D HEMI double. It's going to be on a 2017 Dodge half-ton 4x4 with a 5.7 HEMI in it. We've got both back bolts broken on this model. We did also replace the exhaust manifold, which we have already done, and put the manifold in place. So we're going to be showing you is how to put the brackets on and how the tightening sequences and everything on the brackets. With the installation, I'm going to show you a few things that we do ahead of time on this to get access to it. Since we had the manifold out on this one, we did have the exhaust actually pulled back here with the come along. It made more room up at the manifold to get it out. Saves you a lot of problems. And also we did remove the front drive shaft bolts, the 4 bolts that hold the drive shaft onto the differential we removed. Gets you a lot better access if you get your hands up there. There is a plastic clip on a lot of these on the back of the cylinder head, which is in our mounting holes that we use. This plastic clip sometimes has a wiring harness on it. You will have to remove that plastic clip to get our bracket up in there and get the bolts in. If you do have a harness on there, make sure you zip tie it or something back to our bracket after you've got it on there. You don't want to have it hanging loose. So we are going to show you now where the problems are. We got a broken bolt in the bottom of the manifold down here that we could not extract. And we also have one up on the top, which is very hard to see from here, but there is one way in the back upper corner here that's broken on the back corner. I'm going to first show you the 5.7D HEM, which is just the upper bolt bracket. That bracket just does the upper bolt. And I'm going to show you the installation on that here first. First off, we're going to pull this plastic clip housing off. It's like a nail head clip, and it's just a little bracket that held, like I see on some of the wiring harness. This one there was nothing actually on it. So the holes are exposed then that we use for mounting the bracket, these 2 holes. Okay? Alright, here is the 5.7D HEM exhaust manifold bracket. This one does just the upper bolt. This is the bracket. It's gusseted. It's made very heavy, US made. It's got 1 pinch bolt here, 2 mounting bolt holes. The holes are a little bit oversized, which doesn't hurt. It helps you get the bracket into place and caught. So we're going to go and see if we can get her up there. Again, with the drive shaft loose, it really makes the room for you. The exhaust pipe doesn't have to be loose if you're not replacing the manifold. Like I say, obviously on this one we were replacing the manifold. So you get the 2 little bolts caught. It's a 13 millimeter head, just so you know. You want to use a 13 millimeter wrench to tighten them. But you don't want to tighten them right now. Leave them so that they're just snug, because with those oversized holes in the bracket is able to move around. So we want it to pinch down securely. The pinch bolt is now over here. You can see up here at it. And that's a 17 millimeter head on that bolt. And so you want to pull him down and turn it all the way tight with a 17 millimeter wrench. Torque specs on it right around 30 foot-pounds of torque. Or if you can't get out of the torque wrench, you just want to make sure you get it very tight. I mean, not with the breaker bar, but with an average hand wrench or a 3/8 drive ratchet. You want to pull it until it is absolutely tight. And then go back and tighten the back 2 mounting bolts after you tighten the pinch bolt. And that is basically the operation of putting that bracket on. It's fairly simple, as long as you make sure you make the room. Like I say, another thing that helps, even in the case of, like I say, removing the manifold, you always want to remove the inner fender well and the wheel too to get in there. Otherwise, it's too hard to extract the manifold. So, okay, now we're going to show you the 5.7D HEM double, which does the upper and the lower bolt. Here's the 5.7 double bracket. It bolts on the back of the head, just like the 5.7D does, but it also has the horseshoe shape around to contact the bottom bolt for the broken bolt on the bottom. Now, this design does run with 2 Allen head wrench type bolts for clearance, and those 2 bolts are a different size Allen head, and it's due to the clearance that we have to do when we build the brackets. And here's the bracket. It's gusseted. Made out of solid steel, US made. And we're going to show you how to put it up there, okay? Again, on the previous part of the video, we showed how we had the drive shaft out. That's a must. You got to have the drive shaft out. And like I say, on this one, we did have the exhaust pulled back too with the come along. Gives you a little more room. That's an option you don't have to do. So here we go. Okay, get the two mounting bolts caught. And again, you don't want to tighten the mounting bolts all the way down. Turn them down until they're just snug. And the reason is because we have those oversized holes in the mounting bolts, bracket holes, to help you get this aligned. So just tighten them down snug, and then the preferred is to use a socket type Allen wrench on a ratchet for tightening the two pinch bolts down. Again, the pinch bolts, the upper bolt, you can tighten down to about 30 foot-pounds. The bottom one about 20-25 foot-pounds. If you can't get in there with a torque wrench, just make sure you pull them, very good and tight. Not a breaker bar, not a real long wrench, but your average wrench or a 3/8 drive ratchet, and pull them down until they're tight. Turn them down by hand first. You can get them down there. And what you want to do is alternate between the two back and forth, because one is going to always try to pull the other one back and forth until you get them both even, so that, like say 25 about on the bottom one, and you can go up to about 30 on the top one. Or else you can vary it about 30 either way. Just make sure you go back and forth until everything seems to be steady and it's tight, and then go back to the mounting bolts. Okay. Now the other thing I was going to tell you on these brackets is, due to where they're located, you will have to trim the heat shield on the exhaust manifold. So on this one here, you will have to trim both back corners of that heat shield to get it so that it passes the actual bracket. And the other thing to watch for is your nut on the back side that holds the manifold onto the pipe. There's usually a clip on here with a nut. You want to turn that so that it passes past our bracket too, otherwise it will hit right in here. So make sure that's turned to the right location. Again, at that point, make sure you zip tie your wiring harness back on up here if it was hanging on that original plastic clip, and back to the assembly of the rest of the vehicle. So I hope it's a helpful video we made for you here with the KAP57D and the 5.7DHEM double. And if you got any questions, please call us once you get our part. They are US made and proud to be USA. Thank you.